Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish. Welcome back for the next round of Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor. And when last we left off, we were down in the pit, where everyone can walk in lava without harm but us, apparently. Rose the Psychic. Okay, well, unfortunate. Anyway, yeah, so we had a pretty productive last stream. We completed quite a number of quests, and we went back and raided some dungeons that we had kind of left behind because we needed cash. Why did we need cash? So that we could train up. Because, my goodness, we have a lot of levels to go through, right? Also, I love that our reputation here is friendly. We have a positive reputation. Overall, too, not just in the pit. So, we're going to start this stream off strong by completing one of our major endgame quests. We have the altar pieces from the Temples of Light and Dark, respectively, both of which we have ransacked completely. We're going to turn those into good old Castor here for a bit more experience on top of what we've already got. Excellent. Castor takes the two halves of the key and bangs them together. With a bright white flash, they join seamlessly. The first part of the plan is complete. I knew we, Archibald, made the right decision in trusting you. I mean, you know, the real guy in charge, right? Also, I love that plan is with a capital P. Like, that's not suspicious. Excellent. Okay, so, that is going to go in our main story quest awards. And now, we should be able to train up, yep, all the way up to level 41, almost level 42. If we didn't have stuff to do, I would suggest that we should actually go out and, like, try and hike ourselves up to level 42. I guess I could have gone the other way.
Ow!
There. Who cares? We're about to train up. They'll heal us. It's fine. Okay, so Perdition's Flame.
You look like you need a workout.
Yeah, well, you look like you need a makeover.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm glad you agree.
yeah.
Okay. Zoltan is still just a little bit behind because, of course, we have not completed his third and final evil promotion quest, unfortunately. But we'll get there soon. Yeah, exactly, right? Good call. Like this, for some reason, completely harmless. And it doesn't even teleport you. I mean, you can see on the map, right? Well, okay, it does. It jumps you like 5 feet. But for some reason, yeah, just walking through a lava fall is totally harmless. But if I just wander around in the actual lava, oh, they don't like that. Okay, let's see what we're working with here. So we have got no horseshoes, which means that whatever skill points we have are the skill points that we have, right? No harm. That's a lot of skill points, is what that is. Check it out. Look at that. Okay. Well, so first things first, we're going to get out of the way a couple of things that we know we're going to do. This has already been talked about and decided. Since y'all decided to go evil, that means that, you know, as we discussed in previous streams, in case you're just joining us, the difference, or one of the major differences, between the ninja promotion versus the master monk promotion on the Path of Light is that Simone will never be any good at magic, unfortunately. She could have had expert level training in all 3 of the divine magics, but she lost that. What she gained in return is the ability to become a master of the disarm trap skill, which is much better than Zoltan's expert level training. So we're going to do that first. There we go. That's going to eat up a bunch of her skill points, but it is necessary. And we can get both expert and master training very quickly, which is going to jump her skill way up higher than Zoltan's ever was. Combined with the bonuses that she has from equipment. Okay, so now let's see. That's stuck at expert. She does need to increase both arms master and bodybuilding. She's pretty much maxed out leather. Dodging, unarmed, and staff are all good for now. We need a couple more ranks in bow. I think I've said before, if you can't get expert level training at all, then usually what I do is I put I put 5 ranks in it and then stop there, because 5 is like an honorary even number, if you know what I mean. So, like, I'm happy to stop at 4 if I can get expert training, because that's the level requirement for that kind of training. If I can't get expert, then 5 just seems to feel right. But before we start dumping ranks into bow and spirit magic and so forth, probably we should actually put points in skills she's using. Yes, hello. Actually, I am in fact using Greyface's community patch, as you can see from the altered UI here. So, yes, good eye. Alright, so what do y'all think? Of course, she already has so many hit points. I mean, she's got way more hit points than Tuvok even has spell points. And thanks to Saroma's shared life spell, Simone has basically been propping up the party in terms of healing for quite some time. So I feel like I definitely want to get to Grandmaster Bodybuilding just because she can, and that will even give her an even more ridiculous amount of health. But Arms Master is going to cap out sooner, and then that's going to cause her ranks in the skill to be added to all of her melee damage, which is what she shines at anyway. So I'm thinking maybe 3 ranks in Arms Master, and then we'll start dumping the rest into, like, bow and bodybuilding. How does that sound? Y'all let me know what you decide. Then, let's see, for Tuvok, similarly with bow, he's only ever going to have 5 ranks. We have been neglecting his combat skills. Leather, of course, we're capped out on, effectively speaking. We could put more ranks in there, but it's just not going to do much. Staff, on the other hand, it would be useful to get him to master. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Arms master first, then we can go for bodybuilding. See, we also need a couple ranks in alchemy here to get him to master level in that. We definitely want to get him to master level in meditation as well for the spell point bonus, because sorcerers get more from that than anyone. But fire and dark magic, y'all, I would like to get those to at least level 7 so that he can start learning master spells, because he's been using a lot of fire magic and it's been lagging behind. So let's go ahead and do this. So Arms Master, Master. And then, let's see. It looks like we can put exactly 2 ranks into bodybuilding. That'll take care of her. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, since he's already, like, over 5 points in 3 different skills, let's do those first because he's the closest to a new rank, and then we can come back for things like meditation. Earth magic is in the same situation as fire magic. I want to rank that up, but we're using fire magic more, and the only thing that earth magic is really doing for us right now is stone skin. Now, of course, when he can learn more spells, it will also do more, but fire first, I think. I also want to get dark magic to master level for sure. We can do that while we're down here in the pit. And then let's see. 8 plus 9 is 17, plus an additional 10 would be 27. We have just enough to get him to Fire Magic Grandmaster. Let's go ahead and do it. That takes care of that for a while. At least until we get Master and Grandmaster and all of these other skills anyway. And then if we come back and want to put more ranks in it, that's fine. Okay, for Saroma, let's see. We got her Repair Item Master, which is great. I think the next thing we need to do is definitely rank up Merchant. We've been needing to do that for a while, and I absolutely want to get to Grandmaster, but we're 1 rank away from Master, so we'll go ahead and put 7 points in that. She's in the same boat as Tuvok with meditation. We'll come back to that probably because she has other things that we need to rank up first, like dark magic. That still leaves her with 40 points. My goodness. Okay, so she needs to get to Master and Mace. She has a few more ranks we can put in shield that would be useful as well. Man, her AC has been stellar this entire game, but doubling that bonus that she's getting from her shield, that's going to be great. We could go ahead and push for Grandmaster Merchant. That would be really good, honestly. Huh. But I feel like combat skills are being allowed to lag behind. And of course, we've been using melee a lot. We just keep beating the crap out of our enemies, which is hilarious when we only have 4 ranks in mace. So, yeah, I'm thinking let's go ahead. We'll get the most for our money, so to speak. No pun intended. And if y'all want to, we'll push Merchant to Grandmaster. And then, how many points is that going to leave us with? Just 13. Oh, she has plenty of personality. Don't you worry about that. 13 points. What can we do with 13 points? 11 of those would count for 2 ranks in any of these skills. You know, let's put them in mind magic, because much like with earth magic on Tuvok, we've been allowing this to fall behind, and if nothing else, I definitely want her to learn telekinesis. That comes up several times, and is really handy for finding secrets, pulling levers, setting off traps, and things like that. So if y'all don't have an objection, I think I'm going to dump a couple ranks in mind magic, and then we can level her up when she increases again to master level training in that. And then for Zoltan, man, my man Zoltan. Let's see. Did they change telekinesis to an earth spell in this one? I know it was mind magic in Might and Magic 6. Is it an earth spell in here? If telekinesis is an earth spell, why do I even have mind magic? I swear you'd think I'd never played this game before. Now I'm confused. But let's see. My point still stands. She needs to rank up mind magic anyway. Let's see, disarm trap we don't have to worry about. He's already ranked 10. We're just waiting for his promotion here. He's as good as he's going to get at bodybuilding and arms master. Chain is maxed. Bow is maxed. Now, he does need 3 more ranks in axe. He just can't get grandmaster training until he becomes a bounty hunter, which of course is something that we've been struggling a little bit with, and we definitely need to finish that out and do it. When he does that, he will also become able to achieve expert level in all 7 of his magics. So I feel like that's the place to go with Zoltan. Let's dump 3 ranks in axe for him so that we're prepped for grandmaster training, and then we'll just start at the top of this list and go down and try to increase everything to 4 points, because that's the most he'll probably ever have. No, it's not the unique one. This is one that we got lucky and made with a chunk of ore. Okay, well, going once, going twice, and then that's what we're going to spend the rest of these points on and head off out into the world to complete today's quests, which is going to be a series of invisibility heists, because I know y'all love those. Alright, let's dump these here. And I'm going to do 3 ranks and everything, and then just go back to the top and go down. There we go. So we'll get these 4 to rank 4 later. It's not important right now. Okay. And we already have a couple copies of Armageddon, which of course, we're going to use that for the Griffin quest. First though, we're going to need to achieve Master Dark Magic Training. Luckily for us, she's like right here. No, that's Ninja. One of these. I think it's that one. Because I think she's in the house with the guy who turns you into a lich, if I remember correctly. Here we go. There we are. Yeah, speed runs of these games are wild. Sadly, I am but a mortal man. I don't have the superpowers possessed by most speedrunners, but it is fascinating to see the ways that they kind of, break the game and manipulate it, and the shortcuts that they've found using spells like invisibility and fly, town portal, jump, and so forth. Okay, let's go ahead and learn our first master level dark
This
magic
should be
spells.
useful.
Another spell learned.
Indeed. Oh yeah, it's been a while since they updated our history, hasn't it? Hey. There we go. I think we read this one, so this is the new one. Yes, here we go. The Temple of Light. The High Temple of Light, the heart of our enemies, has been sacked. I like that our historian here has just finally decided to give up and get on board with the Path of Darkness, so like now he's referring to the wizards as our enemies. On April 12th, 1170... Okay, it's been a little while. My lords, at the behest of their allies in the court of Archibald Ironfist, brought the temple's altar stone to the court and presented it to Castor, the chief advisor to Lord Ironfist himself. There, he combined the sister stone from the High Temple of Darkness and produced a larger stone? Well, far be it from me to understand the strange ways of wizardry, but the important thing is that our enemies have been humiliated, and their enchanted altar stone taken. Hopefully this will put a damper on any plans they had for using that stone. Well, there still has been no reaction from Bravado on the theft of the stone, but I doubt they will just take it lying down. No, they are crafting some vengeful plan even now, or my historical experience is completely wrong. The question is not whether they will strike, but when. And where? Here? The town? Or perhaps Deja itself? Perhaps my lords should hire a court astrologer or some spies for advice. That's fine. And there we go, the Armageddon spell. Now you can see what it actually does. Of course, if you were with me during my playthrough of Might and Magic 6, you will remember Debbie, the party wine mom, going a little power mad towards the end of the game, because of course in order to achieve Master Dark Magic training in Might and Magic 6 you have to have a nefarious reputation, and one of the quickest ways to do that is to use Armageddon to wipe out an entire map. And so we took this spell to New Sorpagal, back where our adventures began, and, well, you know the rest. Or if you don't, you can find that series over on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and all that YouTube-y stuff. In Might and Magic 7, it works similarly. It even says in the description, just like in Might and Magic 6, this spell is the Town Killer. Can only be cast 3 times per day, only outdoors, inflicts a flat 50 points of damage plus 1 point for every rank in the Dark skill to every creature on the map, including all of your characters. And at Grandmaster level training, it can be cast 4 times per day. So, what does that mean for us? Well, that means that between the two of them, we have 6 casts already. So that's going to be a minimum of 300 damage to everything on the map. I'd say that's going to take care of most of those griffins. Ooh, that is an ugly texture error.
My armor is tougher.
So, since we took a week in the training hall, you can see that they have repopulated the stores. I'm going to see if they have anything good before we go out. Ooh, that's pretty good. Not bad, not bad.
What's the matter? Not good enough for you?
Yes, that is exactly the matter. We're going to check all of the shops here before we move along to see whether or not they have anything good. And unfortunately, while they do have some great stuff like the Sublime Spear, this is one of my favorite weapon sprites in the game. I love this, and if I was playing a spear user in like a Dungeons and Dragons game, this is the kind of spear I could imagine my character using. Like, it's just very pretty. It looks like an angel's spear or something, which is makes it wild that you would find it down here in the pit, but
Let them eat cake.
Surely you're not speaking to me.
we're going to head down to the Guild of Dark and see whether or not they have any of the spells that we're missing before we move along. And of course, we'll check the magic shop too. Then, it's time to head out. So, we have several quests still in our books. I want to tackle 2 of them today, if we can. One of them, we need to infiltrate the Titan stronghold in the land of the giants and steal the perfect bow in order to get the sniper promotion. Now, of course, everyone in this party will only become honorary snipers, but honorary is good enough. We're going to buy that for Zoltan and hang on to it for later.
Come back soon. Bring more gold.
He's building up a respectable collection. Oh, that's the Earth Guild. The Dark Guild is this one. I got it in 2.
Guild of the Dark.
Go. And yes, yes it is. Okay, they've got Sacrifice, more Armageddon. Okay, this is not a spell we're probably going to use except in, like, big time emergencies. So, let's see. She has Shrinking Ray. Alright, so she is missing Pain Reflection, but I think she has all of the other ones. Alright, so, not a big deal. We'll come back later because we're going to need some of this cash. You see how quickly we went through it due to our training. Yeah, that's what I was really looking for. Now that they're masters, I wanted Dragon Breath really badly, but unfortunately, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we started this, when we ended the last episode, we had almost 140,000 gold, and we had a bit more than that by the time that I sold all of our stuff in the shops. We started with 100,000 or so, and then went through most of that very quickly from training and skill promotions. So, we're going to need more very soon, because when we turn in these quests, we're going to level up again, and we still have lots of spells to buy, not to mention, I mean, look, Arms Master, right? We've got to get that. We need to get Disarm Trap Expert and Master, Fire Magic Master and Grandmaster, and so forth on down the line. So, first things first, let's see. Now, most of these skill trainers, y'all have seen. You've gotten a chance to meet them. So, you know what I do, which is, if it's a new character, I'm not going to deprive you of the pleasure of meeting them for the first time. But, if it is someone that you've seen, then of course it's not as big of a deal, and I'll get those skill trainings, like, in between sessions. Ooh, while we're here. So, we can hold off a bit on grabbing those skill trainers, if y'all would rather. And then we can just go straight on into our quests. Or, if you would prefer, we can go around and we can grab things like Fire Magic Grandmaster and stuff first, and then we will move along. Alright, let's do it then. The only exception I'm going to make is we absolutely must get Disarm Trap Master for Simone. We have to. Because of where we're going and what we're going to be doing, we have already struggled too long. So yes, there's plenty more struggling to be had. Make no mistake, but let's see. I have to remember where the disarm trap expert is. I think this guy up here is maybe... Is he an expert or is he the master? Okay, he's the master, so we need to find an expert. Let's see. Do y'all remember where the disarm trap expert is? One of them. I know it's in an early area. Let's see. Yeah, we've had this quest on the books for a while. Yeah, well, in this case, I would say that the real treasure has blown us up multiple times along the way. Because poor Zoltan has hardly been able to disarm Jack. Unfortunately. I'm sure Simone will do better. Okay. I am positive. Yeah, we can do the Master Thief. But I know that Disarm Trap is also available in one of the early towns. We just have to find her. Oh, well. Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Took me a second to remember, but I knew that there's one in Pierpont. Alright. Let's go make Simone a master of Disarm Trap. And then we're going to get right to it. Come on. Just over here. Usually when I find two people living in a house together, I assume that they're family. So normally I'd be like, you know, they're boyfriends. But I think that Perrin might actually be Leonard's keeper. Like, as in he's keeping him from wreaking havoc on the town. Keeping him locked up inside where he can't hurt anybody. Because he looks like... he looks like he eats other people. I'm just gonna say that. Alright, here we go. Ooh. We need to retrain some of these, or reset a few of these. Yep, yeah. In case you didn't get the joke, you know.
This doesn't look too dangerous.
No. Leonard Skinner. He is legally distinct. He is absolutely 100% legally distinct. Okay, let's see. You know, that's a really good point that I didn't think of until you brought it up. I'm gonna say that because this is an old game, they are operating on, like, 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons rules, where open lock and disable device are 2 separate skills. So, you know... Well, that too. Oh, come on, Tuvok. There we go. Alright. One more of these. We're going to go to Avley and reset our beacon, and then we will rest until dawn, which will also help to reset our timer, because right now we're on evil time, where the shops open at 6 p.m. instead of 6 a.m. So on and so forth. Alright. Let's head over here to the inn.
Welcome, travelers.
The Potted Pixie.
Have a pleasant evening.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, with 10 ranks, Torchlight will still last for 10 hours. And honestly, it's not the brightness of the light so much that's bothered us. It has been the duration, so... Yeah, exactly. Evil time. See, you get it. Alright. Prepare for the buffing sequence. There's going to be a lot of this. Put all of these spells on. And then, oops, we will get right on along. I don't think we need Water Walk. Stone Skin is probably going to be fairly useless here because the objective is not to get hit, and it won't last that long anyway, but I'm going to put it on out of habit. That's literally why. It's habit. Yeah, kind of. Go, go, Lords of Harmondale. No, it just doesn't have the same ring to it. Let's see, protection from magic. And then let's see, we need Bless and Heroism. And then we should be good to go. And yes, I mean, that is absolutely one of the benefits of the Light Path, is condensing all of those buffs into things like Day of the Gods, Hour of Power. But it is what it is. Y'all chose the Path of Dark, so now you have to sit through my buffing sequences every single time. Alright. Let me do a quick safety here in case something goes terribly wrong. And now we will proceed through the fog to the land of the giants. Okay. Now we have a couple of things to do here. First, we have to infiltrate the Titan's stronghold, which is right here. That's this building. Secondly, we also need to find that dragon cave, and we need to steal the dragon egg. Which would y'all rather do first? I'm going to leave it up to you. The dragon egg, I think, is over this way. Go ahead and head along this section of the map so you can see it. But we can do whichever you prefer. And, you know, I know that saying I'm not going to acknowledge it is acknowledging it, but I have to say that I'm not going to acknowledge that. Terrible, terrible joke. Is this? No, this is the Temple of Ba. Okay, we'll come back here later. It says the Dragon Cave is in the land of the giants. It might be in Aofall. It's been so long since I did it. Either way, the Titan's stronghold. Chosen you have. Alright. You can see the doors are very large, because Titans are very large. And if you did not get to see them in Might and Magic 6, then hopefully you'll be impressed now. Here we go. A mighty fortress housing the fantastic and murderous Titans. No one has ever entered and returned to tell the tale. Which is, honestly, like, I don't know how they became what they are and how they're represented here in Might and Magic 7, because, you know, they're actually wizard constructs in the Heroes of Might and Magic games that parallel these games. And that's something that continued on through the rest of the series. They're basically giant golems built by the wizards, so how they became sort of a separate race, I don't know for sure.
This doesn't look too dangerous.
This doesn't look too dangerous. Looking up at the giant staircase and the roof that's a mile overhead. I feel like this should be the one dungeon where you're allowed to use the fly spell inside. Okay, well there we go. Our first Titan of Might and Magic 7. They're a little better rendered in this one than they were in Might and Magic 6, but they are just as terrifying. And if this is not sufficient indication of exactly what we're dealing with, you'll see when we get up closer, but notice that we can see that monster, and our awareness gems are still green. So, just for scale. This place is always tense.
I don't know.
Yep, he's not a Grandmaster yet, so he doesn't know. They're very big, and it can be difficult to judge distance here. It's very important to be careful, because if one of them bumps us, we could be very, very screwed. This should be completely non-canonical, because in Heroes of Might and Magic, Titans and Dragons actually have bonuses to attack one another, and yet there are dragons just hanging out in here, as if the Titans were not intimidating enough on their own. They just decided, well, what's the other really big monster we have? Let's put some of those in this dungeon, too, for no reason. But here is what we really came for. And thankfully, thanks to being an Air Magic Grandmaster now, Tuvok's invisibility spell lasts quite a long time, so we have plenty of opportunity to maneuver around in real time, or to stand and wait for Titans to reposition themselves, etc. Yeah. Right? I'm terrified of their sparks. Kind of. It is absolutely an epic level dungeon, and it is also an optional dungeon. So yeah, I think it was made mostly just to be terrifying. Okay, I'm going to go all the way to the west here, and we're going to try and clear out this side first. Not least of all because I think that it might even be this room where the chest is that has the perfect bow in it. We'll see when we get there. I can't remember exactly where it's at on the dot. But we have to keep track of where we've been and where we're going. Okay. This room is going to dead end, so we're going to go here first. Okay, Simone, it's time to prove yourself. Your first attempt at a very high-level chest as a disarm trap master with huge bonuses.
Piece of cake.
There we go. That's what I like to
Very
hear. That's
weak.
what I like to see. Hey, there it is. Well, got it in one. That is not where I remember it being, but here it is. So yeah, the perfect bow. Although of high quality, this bow doesn't seem to perform nearly as well as it should. The string is too hard to pull back, it doesn't remain steady enough while aiming, and it seems a little off balance. We'll let Zoltan carry it.
Very weak.
Very weak. Speed plus 22. Okay, Tuvok, we have to have a discussion about, like, your sense of scale. Who has the lowest speed? It's going to be one of them. So let's see. Who has the worst rings? Luck plus 8. I think that what finding this ring means is that it might finally be time to get rid of this earth resistance plus 5. There we go. Boom. I like that a lot better. I think that makes her the fastest person in the party. Let's see if this is any good.
Very weak.
Okay, well, we knew you were going to say that anyway. Well, it's sort of, it's called that for a reason. You'll see when we turn in the quest. Okay. Now this can actually be tricky because, see, the dragons are so large, but their hitboxes can be very strange. Like, see, it looks, due to the size of them, like I am a lot closer than I am. But in fact, you can see down here on the mini-map, based on the position of the arrow, and the tip of the arrow there is kind of where we are. And then the blue dot is this chainmail, and the red dots are the cluster of dragons. So it's like, we're actually a lot further away than it seems like. Oop. Not far enough away, though, of course. I did exactly what I said I wouldn't do. But no harm done. I'll run back up here and grab this stuff again. I know that ring of 22 speed won't be there again this time. That's what I pay for not safety saving. In this place, you have to be overcautious because, like I said, you know, basically as I did it while I was explaining it, the dragons and the titans, because of their size, you have to be careful how you maneuver around them. Ooh, I think there's a lot more gold in there this time.
Very weak.
Okay, it was still in there. Great. Not mad about that. Alright. Right back to it. I have to keep an eye on my mini-map down here for, like, any errant monsters that might wander our way and try to clash with us. Okay. Oh, see, their hitboxes are so weird. And, I mean, we've killed a dragon before, right? But it was Romthrax. He's kind of scaled down a little bit. I would rather not have to tangle with any of these if we can avoid it. Especially not 3 at one time. Yeah, because that's what the land of the giants really is. It's Australia. Home of the giant flying spiders. See, this room is also a hassle because the stairs are over there and they love to stay in the center of the room. They love it. Y'all. This may take me a minute or two. There we go. That's a little bit better. Grab this. Let me go ahead and save in the other slot. Is this going to be anything good? It could be. Not really. Not for us. Oh, they are right on top of us. Dragons, can y'all please not?
Very weak.
Okay, you know what? I just don't know if that's worth agonizing over. There we go. Okay. I want that, but I don't want to fight dragons for it. And that's what they're going to try and make us do. So, I'm not going to make the whole stream trying to get that suit of chainmail. We'll just go on. Now, one of the good things about the layout of the Titan Stronghold is, as you can see, it's built to scale, right? So, all of these rooms are pretty much far enough apart that if you clear one of them out, you're guaranteed a green awareness space. I don't know why this little dead-end hallway is here. Watch out. There we go. So yeah, it's like any of these rooms. If you pick one and you do manage to clean it out, there's not that many monsters in here, like say a dragon or just the 3 dragons. It's quality over quantity. You know, we're talking big, powerful monsters, so it matters less that there are quote-unquote just 3 of them. But if you can clear one of these rooms out, then you've got a place to rest and recast invisibility and so forth. On the other hand, if you can clear one of these rooms out, you might not need any of those things. We've already increased our money by over 50%, though.
Piece of cake.
Hey, and see? Look, this is what I love to see. It's better than floor cash. It's more cash.
I got it.
Excellent.
Very weak.
Tuvok, you have got to lighten up.
Very weak.
Give that to him
Very
to
weak.
enchant. Ooh, look at that. We were just talking about how incredibly rare those are.
Very weak.
Oh my goodness, a bonus to
weak.
dark magic?
Very weak.
Yes, please. All right. He does have high standards. He has ridiculously, unfairly high standards, and I don't care for it. He's bringing this team down by being critical all the time. What about positive reinforcement? Okay, that's wild, though. This is one of my favorite things in the game. Look at this. This is the second worst bow in the game that like you would get for free off of a monster or something at the beginning. Adds 12 points of body damage. That's a pretty good enchantment, but especially that is a ridiculous enchantment for that particular bow to have. Now, of course, the chances of a good enchantment.
No.
That you were impressed by that? Really? Okay, well, it's because he loves cash, that's why. But of course, the worse the equipment is, or the worse the item is, the lower the chances that it will have a really good, powerful enchantment. But they can spawn that way. And it's always wild to see them do that. And here we go. See, look, this is far enough away that now we've earned a resting spot, basically.
I got it.
Very weak.
Come
Very
on.
weak. Very weak.
You'll have to get rid of something first.
Maybe we'll get rid of Tuvok. Okay. Finish this area first. Y'all help me remember that I have not yet been to this room in the middle. Okay. I'm going to go down here, and we're going to follow that hallway first, but we need to come back to that one. Honestly, if you have the invisibility spell, this place is pretty easy to get around in, just as long as you're careful. This is the bad part. Like when they stand directly in the middle of the hallway, and they just feel like staying there. See, and look. Side by side, cheek to cheek. And they don't want to maneuver out of your way. Oh, see?
Ow!
Oops. I hit cancel.
I got it.
Very weak.
There we go. I like the vaguely tense music. All right, go. I hate you. See, every time that I think it's safe, Because it looks like you could... Okay, I'm going to go for it. There we go.
Very weak.
Ooh. Shut up, Tuvok. That could be something nice for you. Hey. Stone to flesh potion. I love that they chose to call the petrification status effect stoned instead of petrified. Like, I would be interested to know whose decision that was. Because it is very silly. And I feel like it had to have been deliberate. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was smooth. It can be difficult to click on things like that while you're in motion. I thought I wasn't going to get it, and I was worried I was going to attack the Titan. And yes, basically.
Very weak.
Ooh. 15 luck and regenerate spell points over time. Okay. Huh. I'm sensing some equipment changes in the near future.
Very weak.
Another day of protection scroll. We'll hang on to that. We were just talking about that being a great spell. Okay. Oh, let me do another save.
Very weak.
Okay, that one's fair. Okay. This is just like a room where they keep dragons. There's nothing else in here. It's just the dragon room. Now, don't get me wrong. I wish I had a dragon room, but it just feels silly. Okay, we're going to go left down here. And then left again. Whoop. I was worried they were going to be sitting right on top of that gold.
Very weak.
Shut up, Tuvok. Anything? Yes, here we go. One chest up here. Simone, if you would.
I got it.
Nice. Just look at this. Not only the contents, but look at all of the explosions that Simone is not causing when she opens these high-level chests. Okay, we'll sell that. Yeah. Okay.
Very weak.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Those are great amounts of resistance. It just... resistance is one of the least useful things we can have right now. Oh, that's not bad. I don't think it's better than the one she has. Yeah, because this, I mean, look at that. So, alright, back down the enormous stairs. Scurry, scurry, scurry. We're going to go back to the front. New. Titans, if you could clear the way, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm actually, if it looks awkward the way that I'm maneuvering, it's because I am actually steering by the arrow and the red dots on the minimap. I am not looking nearly as much up here at this screen because, once again, weird hitboxes. I forgot there was a chest back here.
Piece of cake.
I feel like a kleptomaniac mouse. Ooh, could this be a weapon upgrade?
Very weak.
Not necessarily,
There's
but
no room.
it can be enchanted to be a weapon upgrade, perhaps.
Very weak.
It's been a while. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Too bad we don't have any, anyone using swords. These are just rubies.
Very weak.
I love those crowns. I love the way they look. I prefer to steer by looking at the screen. But here, you kind of have to use the mini-map, I feel, because like I want to look at the environments, but the environments here are deceptive. So if I look down here, I can better verify how much like maneuvering room I've got. Oh, that was close. Yeah, like if you had to use a jump spell or something to get up there. That would be pretty funny. You just get in and, like, this whole heist is completely ineffectual because
I got it.
you just can't maneuver.
Very weak.
Okay, we'll enchant that too. We're at the stage of the game now where a lot of our money is going to come from picking up high-level items that don't actually have an enchantment, and then putting an enchantment on them.
Very weak.
Like this one. There we go. He doesn't need to carry those. Alright, Simone, one more.
I got it.
Hey. Nice.
Powerful this is.
Oh, yo, you like that. The things you can't use. Thanks. You condescending bastard. Tuvok has got to make up his mind. Okay, and that is pretty much it, except for that one suit of chainmail that we left over there. That is the Titan stronghold. That's it. So, let's see. What's going to be the quickest way? Actually, we're close enough to the front that I'm just going to go out. Do-de-do-de-do. And of course our buffs are still on, mostly for a ridiculous amount of time, so we can go straight on to the next quest. Head right along. How much room do we have? Okay. Little enough that I do want to offload some of this before we continue. Oh, I hit my little head. Now, what I'm gonna do is take advantage of our invisibility. Firstly, to pick up this money. To maneuver around, and we're going to set ourselves another working beacon out here in the middle of nowhere. There's not a whole lot of reason to do this. Oh. I realize, well, I'm just hitting all the wrong buttons, because we already have a beacon in Avli, but we also have this one. This is our working dungeon beacon, as it were. There's no reason not to use it. So there we go. Then I'm going to beacon back to Avli. We're going to turn in the bow, complete that quest, sell our stuff. First things first. Here we go. Ta-da! You have the bow. Excellent. It's been centuries since someone was brave enough to take on the Titans and try to get that bow back. Let me take some measurements and adjust it to your specific style of archery. I am proud to be the one to first call all warrior mages among you snipers, and to say that all honorary warrior mages are honorary snipers. I must admit, I didn't think you had it in you to succeed. I am happy that I was wrong. Y'all, these villains are so supportive. I love how they just, they really build us up. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, he admitted that he didn't think that we'd do it, but also then he was happy we did. See, check this out. Aha, now it's a really good bow. This bow seems to know its wielder's strength and adjusts itself accordingly. You never have to struggle to pull the string back, and it's always easy to hold your shot until you're ready to fire. Dozens of small advantages like this in the design of the bow make for the finest weapon of its type you have ever seen. Okay, well, he's our best archer. And, I mean, even with the fire damage, this is a big upgrade. The only problem in trading these out is that if he loses his energy damage, we're looking at the perfect bow can't really do much to damage enemies like oozes that are immune to physical attacks. But it's a small price to pay, honestly.
You'll have to get rid of something
There's no
first.
room.
Let's see, everyone has a griffin bow at this point. And see, not all of them even have energy damage. Like, hers is speed. Tuvok's is speed and accuracy, so no harm done. Okay, let's go ahead, because it'll take a minute to recharge. We'll see what we get. Okay, we're going to give this to him. We're going to... Aha, that's what I thought. This is doubled up.
There's no room.
So we'll trade those. We're going to... This. We'll trade this to her. And then... There we go. And that is going to give him back his spell regeneration, but it's also going to replace some of the luck that he's lost from other rings and things that we've discarded recently. There we go. And the important thing is, he has a scaling bonus to dark magic. And since we have 2 of these items, you see, that means that we can give this one
Yeah, there's no room.
to Saroma. Appropriate, since she's the priest. Boom. Alright, so, y'all may remember, if you were here for Might and Magic 6, of course. Yes, the irony, right? Spell to protect against a spell. The Temple of Ba, of course, were heavily involved with the villains. They were the villains, technically, of Might and Magic 6. And so this is the first Temple of Ba that we have seen over here on this continent. So, once the proud center of a false religion, the temple has fallen into disrepair. Good.
Ew. What's that smell?
It's the smell of terrifying things. Sorry for spamming the turn-based button. I'm trying to see if I can get a line on what's down there so that I can show you. See? You just have to think about it, right? Alright, so, Clerics of Ba. These are just reskinned, like, acolytes and clerics and priests of the moon, as you can see. This, on the other hand, much more intimidating than in Might and Magic 6. These sprites with their glowing eyes and their Doom-style spikes growing out of them. Okay. Also that loping gait that they have. I appreciate that. Well, let's get started, shall we?
But I need it fixed.
Ow!
Did she... Okay. She was just briefly stunned. Come on now. I'm going to go ahead and cast Protection from Fire as well. It's not going to do that much because technically he's only an expert, but 20 points of resistance is better than none. There we go. Okay.
Ow!
See, they're trying their best to inflict a condition, and it's just not taking. 50 points, so he's got about 200. There aren't that many of them here, but we need to get used to fighting them because there are going to be more. There we go. Okay, let's see. Yellow barrel. Who has the lowest accuracy? Okay. That's going to be Tuvok. Blue and blue. And green. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that her personality is more than sufficient. Let's give it to Zoltan, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, the lowest endurance, yep, is still our spellcasters. So we'll give that to Tuvok, actually. Alright. I love that Toxic Cloud bounces, and I also hate
But I
it.
need it fixed.
Because I love that I can kind of, you know, if I miss, I effectively get a second chance. It could still hit someone.
Tis but a scratch.
What I hate is that the same thing applies to our enemies.
No challenge at all.
Alright. Let's see, here we go. There's the secret door. Let's see what's behind door number 2. Oh, it's these guys. Well.
Got it.
Tis but a scratch.
Oh, Lord. I'm not even going to use magic on you. Come on. As bad as we are with archery, it says something that we can kill them that easily with just a few shots. Alright. Okay, nothing major up here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and head back the other way. Right? Like their appearance is pretty great. On the other hand, their stat blocks leave something to be desired. Well, for them, I'm perfectly happy with the stats that they have and my ability to kill them. Oop, I forgot that there were giant spiders in here. I apologize, or I would have given a warning. I know that that bothers some folks, so... There we go. Well, that's the question, isn't it? It's so, like, at this point, it's so blasé.
Ow!
Or so passé, rather, I should say. They're just not that big of a deal at level 41, you know. Because the thing is, yes, there are giant spiders, but also... these are the same giant spiders that we were fighting back at, like, level 1 and 2 and 5. Oh, well, in that case, you don't want to be here when we do the stream where we go back to Nyan, which is coming up soon, because Nyan is full of hydras. Okay.
Tis but a
Alright, I'm gonna try and cheese these. Some of them, anyway. Obviously, we can't cheese them all because of the way the room is shaped. Yes, it's like a nest of snakes, you might say.
Barely hurts.
Ow!
Oh, they did the thing. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Okay, well. Now you have to die.
Ow!
They hit her again. That is an ability that the devil captains
But I
have.
need it fixed.
There we go.
tis but a scratch.
Ah, see, I was about to turn away and leave before they did that because I knew they'd hit Tuvok next. Alright, you losers. Okay, well, that's what we pack these potions for. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset our working beacon here. There we go. Leaves him with just a few spell points. We'll finish this loser off. Then we're gonna cheese this by teleporting back to Castle Harmondale and paying 5 gold to restore all our spell points, because we are at the point in the game where we can do that. And I intend to take full advantage of it. Okay, there we go. Excellent. You spiky losers. The great thing about this, though, is that, look at this. I mean, now, of course, part of this is we do have regeneration on. That's helping an enormous amount with our healing. But, still, the fact that we don't have to worry about this, that we are not in such danger that we have to run for it. Both of our main spellcasters are completely out of SP in one go. And we can still stand here with our buffs on, and we can fight these guys. That shows how far we've come. And it really shows where we are right now in the game. Level 40 is nothing to sneer at. Excellent. There's one more of you. Let's take him out too. Okay. Excellent. All right. Floor cache. That awful hissing noise, of course, is more spiders.
Very weak.
What are those even doing here? Alright, excellent. Okay, he should have enough spell points now. Yep. So we're going to hop right on over here.
Do you need medical attention?
Boom.
Take care.
And you know what? Just in case, I am going to recast Regeneration. And now, actually, because we are fighting things that have melee attacks, we could also probably make use of Stone Skin. I think that's gonna do it. Yeah. I think we have everything else that we need. Okay. And we will just go right back. Okay. Excellent. This is going swimmingly. Oh, I don't think that we have it, do we? Yeah. We should, you're right, but remember I didn't buy it. We saw a book of it and then didn't purchase. Okay. Let's see where we need to go next. Okay, I think we're just going to go straight across. Well, I thought it was a good decision at the time, you see. Because remember, that was back when we only had 40,000 gold to spare and needed to do stuff with it, and a Book of Pain Reflection was 10,000 at that Mages Guild. So, but now, check that out. In case y'all haven't been counting, with Elsie's help, we have 190,000 when we started the game with 100, spent all the way down to 40. We've gotten all the way back up, so we've earned 150,000 gold in a very short time. I'm pretty pleased with that. Oh, you're just a green one. Y'all, you have heroism on.
Please.
You have bless on. What more do you need? You should be hitting. Oh, that is 100% the intent, I'm sure. Especially since y'all chose the Path of Dark, right? Like, that means they're in it
But
for
I need it
themselves at
fixed.
this point. Alright. You stand over here and die. Oh, wow, there are two of them. They were stacked so perfectly.
But I need it fixed.
Lay thee down. Losers. Get out of my way. Our bane. These chests. Remember how they kept blowing up in the Haunted Mansion? Well. I'm gonna save it. But I do trust Simone, and I want her to know that. I'm still gonna save it, though.
I got it.
Hey. Awesome. See, I knew you could do it. Proud of you. Blue barrel.
I got it.
Excellent. This is such crummy treasure, but I think it's like it's coded that
I
way
got
on
it.
purpose to demonstrate that.
Very weak.
Ooh, that's actually not that bad. To demonstrate that like the Temple of Ba is kind of on the decline. Y'all, I think there may be a monster behind this door. I'm not sure, though. Let's find out. Annoying, honestly. Ooh. Hey. Xenofex, our old friend Xenofex. Who has the lowest might? Wow, is it really Simone? Huh. Oh, they're all vermin at this point. Am I right? Or am I right? Alright, so, for those of you who were not along for the ride in Might and Magic 6, Xenofex is the leader of the Kriegans, otherwise known as the Devils, and he was the architect of and the mastermind behind the Temple of Ba and the religion of Ba, followed, of course, appropriately by sheep. Here we go. Let's see what he has to say. My priests, I have some bad news. It appears that our bid in Enroth has failed, and that our gambit against Catherine here in Arathia has also failed. I don't expect your attempts to gain converts to be successful, so I would advise holding away as best as possible. I believe that we can regroup our losses and strike back at the appropriate time, but you should not make yourself visible until that time. Xenofex. Alright, so he's planning on a comeback. Well, He's got to have something to come back to. And he's not gonna. Oh, this is gonna be good because you know what? Actually, as a Grandmaster of Air Magic, see, he's got Fireball. But Fireball could blow up and hurt us. And also he's, despite 10 ranks, only an expert in fire magic. We were joking about this spell earlier, but frankly, guys, he's a Grandmaster of Air Magic. This is cheap, creates a lot of spell, like missiles, a lot of projectiles. Boom, look at that. I'd say that's actually much more effective. Now, of course, it didn't do much to these clerics, and I didn't expect it to, but it did what it was supposed to do, which was clear out all of those useless spiders. Now, for these priests, we have a different solution. It's called closing the melee.
Tis but a scratch.
But I need it fixed.
Oh my goodness, Tuvok. How did that happen? I should have cast Shared Life on Saroma's last turn. There we go. Yeah, proportionately, it absolutely is. I mean, for 4 spell points, you cannot beat the damage that Sparks does. It's just difficult to aim. But in a narrow hallway, looking down at a group of enemies all clustered together at the bottom of a staircase, yes, please.
No problem. No problem.
And look at that. We cast Shared Life, which evenly distributes all of their hit points. And we almost killed Simone, bringing Tuvok back, because look at that, she still has almost 200 hit points after we used her hit points to heal everyone else. So this is what 163 hit points looks like on each of them. Hilarious.
But I need it fixed.
Oh my god, would you just die? Please. Okay. Even though the 2 in the middle are not that badly hurt now, it's because we still hit points from the others, so I am going to use a power cure to add some more hit points back.
Ow.
There we go, thank you.
Ow.
If you would very kindly just perish, please. Thank you. I thank you, your country thanks you, your president thanks you.
Ow.
President Obama, that is. He's the one that said perish. Alright, green awareness gems. That's what I like to see. Okay. Alright, all the treasure in this room is going to be up here on the 2nd floor.
Very weak.
Okay, that's fair. Simone, I'm trusting you. I'm not saving it this time. I want everybody to know y'all are my witnesses, right? Okay, we're trusting Simone. She is a master of disarmed trap, and she was able to open every single chest in the Titan stronghold without any mishaps. So I trust her here.
I got it.
There we go. That's our girl. That's our girl. Knew you could do it. And you know what? I still appreciate Zoltan because I appreciate hustle. I appreciate effort.
Piece of cake.
He tried. He did his best. It was a big help during the time that he was disarming most of the traps for the party. And I say most not because anyone else was attempting to do it, but simply because he didn't get them all. And no one can judge him. It is simply time for Simone to take over. That's all. Now, of course, we still have some more monsters down there. We're not finished yet. We still have Featherfall on. Let's make sure that all of our spells are good to go. Torchlight, protection from magic. I think we're okay. Alright. I'm sorry for y'all that have vertigo. Okay. Let's start with this devil here. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all have played before, I think only the devil captains can drain your SP. So these warriors are not nearly as much of a threat. We still need to take them seriously, but they're not going to screw us like that captain did in that other room. So I think that's a special property that can activate on their melee attacks. Oh, there's a really good look at the toxic cloud effect. When you see what it looks like frozen in place like that, it's actually kind of neat.
He's toast.
Let's take out this other warrior.
'Tis but a scratch.
Yeah. See, that's a stun effect. When you see the red circles, it's the default like effect for a lot of different things, like the SP draining attack, for example. But by default, what it means is stunning. Ooh. And here we go. Check this out. A vial of devil ichor. This is the most powerful yellow reagent in the game. Just like this is the ultimate blue reagent, and this is the ultimate red one. Oh, also, we picked this up from the High Priest back there. You wouldn't have noticed him because we tore through them all pretty quickly. But that one guy who wouldn't go down, he's not really labeled any differently, but you have to have a High Priest, right? Just like in the Temple of Light and Temple of Dark. They don't get special names, but they're carrying special cloaks. Because apparently that's what you do when you're the head of a religion or head of a church in this game, in this universe. Anyway, Cloak of the Sheep. So this is relic level equipment. Plus 10 armor, which is great. It gives you immunity to disease, insanity, paralysis, poison, sleep, and petrification. Unfortunately, it also gives you minus 20 to intellect and personality. Yeah. The cloak worn by the High Priest of Ba, though useful, seems to sap the will of the wearer slowly away. And of course it would, because Xenofex's gifts always come with a price, right? You know, actually, I bet that's exactly what it is. I bet that's exactly what it is, because protection from magic, the way that it operates is it blocks a certain number of attempts to give you a condition by just making you immune to that particular instance of it. So that may very well be what it is. Yeah, protection from magic is pretty good that way. It layers the protection over you. And then it weakens as you use it up. There we go.
Ow!
Yeah, and the SP reduction, or the SP theft, is not prevented by protection from magic, because it blocks status conditions, not that.
But I need it fixed. Ow! Ow!
You know what? There. Alright, let's have another shared life. I love that spell. Both the spell itself, because it's just very good, but also the concept of it. I've said that before.
Scratch.
There we go. Debating. Should I implode him? Yeah, I'm gonna. There we go. Might as well.
Ow!
Alright, come on. Remember, we only need to see 1 pixel of you, right? If we can see you, we can hit you.
Scratch.
Haha. Awesome. More devil ichor. What are you even doing back here? Are you serious? Alright. That was a mercy killing, honestly. Like, frankly. Yeah, they really, really did a great job with the Kriegen in Might and Magic 7 versus Might and Magic 6. They are very slappy, but that the glowing eyes, the loping gait, the way that they gave them the digitigrade legs, the spikes growing out of them, just they really got a great overhaul. And this is a much better asset, a much better sprite than in Might and Magic 6, where they looked. I don't want to say that they weren't intimidating at all, because that's not fair. Like, back when Might and Magic 6 was a new game, the first time that I saw a devil, I mean, it was intimidating, I think, partly because they had been built up throughout the game and throughout the story to be intimidating, to be terrifying, and to be really powerful. And then they were difficult enemies on top of that. So every time that you saw that sprite, you were filled with a certain minimum amount of, you know, adventurer's dread, just because of what they represented. And that was effective. But in retrospect now, like all of these years and many games later, they are not nearly as intimidating in Might and Magic 6. Whereas in Might and Magic 7, I really think that the graphics for the Kriegen hold up quite nicely. Okay. And that was it, folks. That was the Temple of Ba. Now I will save on the other file because we made it back up. Excellent. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, we still have so much to do, though. Do you know what we should do? We should celebrate. We should treat ourselves. We've worked hard in this stream, right? We've really worked hard. You know, we've cleared out this temple. We did all of that anxious sneaking around under the Titan's feet. And we have 2 different dark magic masters, both of whom are using dark magic skill boosting items. They're going to be dark magic grandmasters very soon, but I think it's time to take care of that Griffin quest. That's what I think. So let's see. Shall we start with Erathia, or shall we start with Bravado? Because we have to kill all of the griffins in both places, remember. We can't let a single one escape. And you might think that there are fewer in Erathia, but that's only because there are just so many near the castle. There are plenty of wild ones elsewhere on the map, some of which we flew by once before, when we were doing things like finding the Tomb of the Master for Simone's ninja promotion. We'll have to kill all of those too. Thankfully, I think approximately 6 or so casts of Armageddon will probably help with that. So, yeah. Would you like to start with the Griffins of Stedwick or the Griffins of Bravado? I'll let you choose. First thing, we're going to head back home. And we have a little bit of housekeeping to do, because I want to make sure that we not only offload all of these weapons and armor, but also the magic items as well, because we didn't get to do that last time.
You'll have to get rid of something first.
Stedwick? Alright. I'm happy with that if you are. Do you have any more weapons? Okay, no, he's just got armor.
Need a new weapon?
I'm not even going to identify most of this because it's not going to be any good.
Thanks.
Oh, this is going to be magnificent. Oh, you're all going away. You're all going away. How many hit points do they even have? 180. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. 2. 1. And goodbye, Stedwick.
But I need it fixed.
Oh, you'll be fine, Saroma. Doodly doo.
But I need
doodly dee. Doodly doodly do. I am gonna cast a shared life in between, just, you know, because. Let's see.
Ow!
A few more of these.
Ow!
Just a cut.
And a power cure. Followed by another Armageddon.
Ow!
Oh, what's this? Y'all, it's so quiet. Oh my goodness gracious, y'all, it's so quiet here in Arathia. Oh, yes indeed it is. Check that out. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, we did what we came to do, right? Doody 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 doo. Doody doody doo. Doody doo. Waste not, want not. Am I right? Goodness, we even killed the background music. Nothing and no one is safe. Ooh. Yeah, that draw distance though, right? I commented on that in the last stream. I love this old school draw distance. Just watching the skybox kind of unfurl. Oh, did we? I don't know who that is. Also, as a villain, I don't care. Doodly-doo. This is mostly for comedic effect. I'm being melodramatic. I'll actually come back and pick up all of these bodies later for the cache. Right now, though, we need to go ahead and go to Bravado. Let's see. Oh, hey, look. They love us here. Well. Let's see. The thing is... Yeah, our reputation's still friendly. Which is hysterical to me. We can only cast it 3 times per day each, right? Ooh. Oh no! Tamara Anders! Whoever you were. So,
Come in.
we're just going to come inside and see, look, Andrew the innkeep here, he's just like, I'm not going to make eye contact because I don't know what was going on outside, but it did not sound great. And all of a sudden, all of the shouting in the streets just abruptly stopped. So, you know what?
Enjoy your stay.
You can stay if you want. Temple of Light, 69 days left on all these beacons. Nice. Nice. We're going to cast Invisibility. We're going to head over this way. And here are all of the griffins in Bravado. I want to see it. All right.
Ow!
The destruction. Look at them go. Look at them go. I think that probably took care of all the griffins because all of these are dead. But just in case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use our last 2 casts anyway. Because I want to make damn sure. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, good. Good. Perish. Okay, well, with that out of the way. So, we'll know if we did it successfully or not, or if there are any stragglers, which I doubt, when we go to turn this quest in over in Deja. So, let's see. We're just gonna hop over here.
Just but a scratch. Ow! But
Y'all-
I need it fixed.
Y'all, listen. You know that you can't walk in lava. Okay? You can't walk in lava. You have to remember. Don't forget. Well, this has definitely been fun. That was, if you will forgive the completely unintentional pun, a blast, I think. And I want to thank you for being here and for coming along for some epic level villainy. Because I tell you what, I am definitely going away satisfied today, and that's for sure. We're going to go turn this quest in, and I think we're going to go ahead and that's where we'll call it for today. But I hope that you will come back next Saturday. Same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York and Miami time here in the United States, for the next episode of Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor. And if you enjoyed yourself and you're new here, then by all means, please hit that subscribe button. I hope that you will. And hopefully I'll see you over on my YouTube channel as well. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Pillow Fort too, so that you can keep abreast of everything that I'm doing, all of our different series that we have on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, so it's perfect timing. Come back for all of those series. We're also playing the OG Final Fantasy VII, and I'm playing Titan Quest. You can catch those and be a live part of those games as well. I'll look for you there. And let's turn this quest in to Seth Draxon. Excellent. You've done a splendid job. Here, take this as your reward, and know you've earned the respect of Deja for your bold success. Well, you know, I like respect that jingles. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the party. And as always, thanks for playing.